What's going on there, everyone? Well, this story gives me a little bit of a chuckle. Because it's always someone else's fault. But let's get into this. Feminist leaders say trolls are causing them to quit social media. Doesn't seem like you're being very strong. I thought women were supposed to be, these feminists were all big bad, leaving social media because someone says something that you don't like. That's kind of sad. Especially when there's a block button, a delete button. There's X's on the screen. When you see something you don't like, you can click that X, and guess what? Poof, it's gone. It's gone. It's pretty remarkable. These feminists should try it out sometime. It works. London. Pervasive abuse of women on social media is driving female leaders off the internet and, in some cases, out of a job. A conference heard on Thursday. Excuse me. 2 years after the global Me Too movement began, with women finding strength in numbers by sharing stories of sexual harassment, virulent online abuse of women has now pushed some out of public life. That's pathetic. You got a backbone. Go ahead. Go on. Give yourself a feel. Rub it back there. See that? Feel that knobby thing going down the center line of your back? That's called your backbone. Remind yourself, I am strong. I have a backbone. I can stand firm. Do that. Come on. Stop being so weak-minded. This is silly. This is really silly. This is very juvenile. Oh, some people said mean words to me. I'm going to go hide. Juvenile. Be it politicians or activists, many have called it a day and blame their digital detractors for the decision to bow out. That's pathetic. That's pathetic. You're just gonna so you're gonna let them win. That is the complete opposite of showing strength. Come on, ladies. Remember original feminists? How strong they were? They had people hitting them, spitting on them, this, that, and the other. People throwing them in jail cells and all kinds of stuff. Did they pout and run away? Absolutely not. They stood there steadfast and went right on into the mob. And guess what? They got things done. They got things done. Not like y'all modern feminists. Y'all are toxic. To your own cause, y'all are toxic. Why should I go on a platform where I'm being called a bee and a whore? Karuna Nundy, one of India's top court lawyers, said on the sidelines of the Thomas Reuters Foundation annual conference in London. Now, I will say that in India, women do have it kind of rough. Like, more so than a lot of other places. It's pretty bad there. They treat women awfully. In some cases, and in some areas. That's not a blanket statement, as usual. But, India's kind of crazy. Trolling can be extremely upsetting. It can sort of reach inside your phone, get so personal and right in your face, said Nundy, who has stuck to her job despite years of online slander. Good job. You're being a tough one. Good. This is going to happen. It's going to happen regardless of whether you're a woman or not. Ask anybody. Everybody deals with online hate and harassment. Should we? Yeah, we should have to deal with it. Because guess what? Freedom of speech matters, whether it's hateful or not. As long as they are not inciting violence or wishing death upon people, I say, let it go. Let it go. It's not that big of a deal. Dave Chappelle, his new special, Sticks and Stones. You know why it was called Sticks and Stones? Because words don't hurt you, but sticks and stones do. Words are just words. They're just vibrations in the air. That's it. And if something vibrating in the air, if the air vibration hurts you, you got a lot of problems. You got a lot of problems. And the internet's not the biggest one. Former presidential candidate Hillary Clinton, this woman, said this week that social media, from Facebook to YouTube, rewards abusive posts and conspiracy theories, many of them directed at high-profile women. That is a completely false statement. YouTube does not deal with people that put out abusive posts all that much. I mean, they will ban you quickly. And conspiracy theories, we saw the complete demonetization and de-ranking of conspiracy theory content creators. So, BS. Complete BS. Her comments came after a number of female politicians said they would not stand at Britain's December 12th election, citing abuse on social media platforms that included assault on women and death threats. And to those people that are doing those particular types of threats, shame on you. You're a filthy human being. How dare you? I mean, why would you do that to someone? Don't do that. You live in your twisted little sick fantasy world. It's probably best you keep some of that there, because death threats are going to get you in trouble for sure. For sure. And the R word, that's a form of violence perpetrated against someone. So that can get you in a lot of trouble too. That is a direct threat of violence. We have systems in place for this, people. When they're that bad, if comments are getting that bad, there are systems you can take apart from just simply blocking or banning somebody, which is the simplest route to go and the easiest route with immediate results. But no, it's probably better not to deal with things on an individual level. How can we oppress everybody more in the name of feminism? We'll see. Culture Minister Nikki Morgan referenced the high levels of abuse politicians routinely face in her resignation letter. Well, here in America, left-wing female politicians have actually came out on national television in the halls of Congress and elsewhere and said that men, particularly white males, are the bigger threats than Al-Qaeda, than ISIS. So yeah, I can understand if y'all are saying stuff like that, and then you have a bunch of angry males coming at you. Yeah, you reap what you sow. I fully denounce threats of harm, any type of violence, death, any of that. Fully denounce it, point blank. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't say those things to people. Keep that shit. If you think that, keep it to yourself, and then maybe go seek some therapy. Because if you're thinking that about a bunch of people, you got something wrong in your head. An international study last year by Atalanta, a social enterprise dedicated to advancing women's leadership, found female lawmakers were 3 times more likely to receive sexist comments than their male colleagues. Given the explosion in digital hate mail aimed at women, Nundy said, platforms have to do something. No, I disagree. I think you need to do something. Personally, you should do something. I don't think you should leave the platform, because you're capitulating at that point to some type of outrage mob of some sort. Whether be it real or be it just fake internet outrage through, people just being smartasses through online anonymity. But, no. Platforms don't have to do anything. Stop making these platforms do it. Because when y'all force the platforms to feel they have to do something, they screw up everything for everybody. They're not that good at managing stuff. The best thing for them to do as a platform, and not a publisher, is to allow everything to be seen. Allow everything to be seen. Anything someone writes, let it be seen. Because that's one way to get the freaks. That's one way for everyone to acknowledge them being freaks. And vice versa. If you're a good person, everyone will acknowledge that too. Yeah. Given the explosion in digital hate mail aimed at women, Nundy said platforms have to do something. No, they don't. Social media firms are under pressure to remove the bullies, and Twitter has promised tougher rules on online sexual harassment and stronger penalties for the trespassers too. Okay, I'm not sure what trespassers meant, but yeah, online sexual harassment. If it is a blatant horrible thing they're saying, yeah, they might need to be reprimanded. No, I wouldn't say banned, but I would say maybe a stern warning that, hey, come on now. But yeah, I don't think they should be removed. You know, ever since we started removing bullies, this country's gotten really soft, and we've created, like, the millennials. That's not a good thing. I think bullies are kind of important, actually. I mean, I particularly don't like bullies. I don't like bullying. I don't think anybody does, but I think they're a necessary evil because they toughen people up at a young age, which is a good thing. Because look at what we're creating. Look at the children we created. These people are literally snowflakes. If you say one positive thing about America or like pro-patriot type thing, they'll start melting. They will lose their shit. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. But what can you do? Many women cannot express themselves freely on Twitter without the fear of violence. Amnesty International said. I don't care about anything Amnesty International says. Amnesty International is in itself a hate group. So screw their words. And you don't have to fear violence from words that you're seeing on a screen. You do realize that 99% of the people that are going to contact you with some hate-filled stuff might not be even in the same country as you. You do realize that. I don't think you do. But now you should. It's crazy. It's disproportionately, no. Where was I at? Lost my place. Twitter was not immediately available for comment, nor would they be. Abuse can range from doxing, which is reprehensible. Do not do that to people. Do not do that. That is a crime. Don't do it. Revealing a person's personal data, such as home address or child's name, to posting nude pictures. They put the posting nude pictures in there because of that Katie Hill, Representative Katie. I bet you. I guarantee it. When she herself, back in the day, put those pictures online. So no one actually found these pictures and like stole them or anything and put them online. They were already online. Someone just brought it to everybody's attention. That was her stupidity. Her stupidity. If you got nudes of yourself, don't put them online unless you are comfortable with the fact that the whole world can see them if they want. Remember that, people. It's disproportionately women who experience the most vile content. Julia Gillard, who's Australia's first female prime minister, told the Thomson Reuters Foundation by phone. I do think women, for the most part, outnumber men in the world. I know in the United States they outnumber men, so that could just be a numbers thing. Could be. Or it could be the fact that women are very, very outspoken in some and these activist women are outspoken in some fairly ignorant ways. So I'm just saying that could be part of the problem too. It might be their own words getting them this type of backlash. But, you know, self-accountability seems to have gone the way of the dodo bird, especially on the left. She said the rapid growth of social media meant more women in public life were on the end of attacks. Technology alone isn't to blame, said writer and disability campaigner Sinead Burke, arguing users to think twice before they post on massively popular platforms such as Facebook. Well, by God, that's exactly what I just said. Self-accountability. Good job. Good job. Someone's thinking. Someone's using that old noggin. The noggin is a jogging. And she's figuring it out. Now, yeah, everyone else should be able to figure that out too. It's pretty simple to figure out. Yes, we can blame the platforms for their algorithms. But how do we ensure that people understand the responsibility of their own actions? Said Burke, who lives with achondroplasia, a bone growth disorder that causes dwarfism. And people, if you're picking on someone for being a dwarf or something like that, you're an asshole. I mean, that's messed up. Don't do that. Don't do that. God played a joke on those people. We don't need to rub it in their face. Burke recalled when a teenage boy leapfrogged over her while his friend shot a video of it to upload on social media in an attempt for virality. The problem isn't technology, it's people. I kind of agree with that statement. I agree. The problem's not the technology. The technology is fairly benign. It is people on all sides of the situation. You got these activist feminists that are really, really butthurt that people don't like a lot of the comments they say because they say it generally in a very abrasive, sexist way. Especially when it involves anything with men. They seem to really hate men. Okay. But it's not the platforms. The platforms become a problem when they start banning people for everything. That's when the platforms become a problem, is when they ban people. Banning people is never a good thing. It's never a good thing. You know, you ban people who are more towards the extreme side, say if they're not or putting out violent rhetoric, they're just putting out what could be considered kind of hateful. If you ban that person, those people are going to find another platform where they're going to be compartmentalized in that platform, and so will the followers. And no one will be watching them and listening to what they say. That is dangerous. You know, taking away someone's right to post on platforms is creating evil. Silencing people is evil. Freedom of speech is the only rule that should be when it comes to words. Freedom. Freedom of speech, with the exception of violence. Come on, people. Come on. Feminist, like this lady said, choose your words wisely before you put it out there for everyone in the world to see. Because everyone in the world is guaranteed not to agree with you. You will have people that do, and you will have probably even more vocal ones that don't. Because people generally don't comment too much on stuff they agree with. If they do, it's a very short, innocuous comment. But who likes to leave a lot of comments? People that disagree with you will leave hate-filled, ignorant comments all the time. Trust me, I get them all the time. I don't care. I find most of them comical, really funny. Some, I would dare say, are hilarious. But it all starts with you. Remember, if you're not posting crazy crap, you're not going to generally have a bunch of crazy people argue with you or send you bad things. But when you post stuff that belittles people, or a whole group of people for that matter, you're definitely going to have people come up and say a bunch of stuff. Just how the world works. Welcome to reality in 2019, the internet age. You're not special. No one on earth is special. Hate to tell you that. But as always, let me hear them comments. I'd love to hear your comments on this one because these are always contentious when we're talking about feminist and, you know, their ideology compared to real world. So, love to hear your comments. And as always, like, share, and subscribe. And I will catch you on the flip side.